Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Morning Hook. This is your host, Karen Whooley. Today is Thursday, June 18th, and I am so excited to be here with you. I am pre-recording this because I'm unable to be here in the mornings to do a live stream. So I'm doing a very special series on all the books that I have self-published. So today, before I get started with the book, I just want to ask everybody, if you're new here, like and subscribe to this video to my channel, and click the bell so that you will be notified whenever I go live, which will start up again on Monday next week. And and also when I drop a new regular pre-recorded video. So I hope you enjoyed this one, but today I'm going to introduce to you my favorite book that I've ever self-published. And this is Modern Italian Lace Crochet. And this book, first of all, is a love letter to my Nonna, who taught me how to crochet. Now, before we delve into the book, I just want to let you know it is available in print and in digital formats on my website. The link is in the show notes below. Also, it is available in both print and digital on Amazon.com. And if you're just looking for a digital version, go to Books to Read, which will also be in the show notes. And it'll give you all of the places, including international locations where you can get the digital. It is available internationally on Amazon as well. Okay, so let's start with this book. So this book, like I said, is a love letter to my grandmother. And I'm just going to go right into the beginning where I have my introduction, where she told me, and I was telling her to my Nonna, Mary Parducci, "Thank you for sharing with me your love of crochet. You told me that you had given me a new skill and that you wanted me to do something with it. I hope I am living up to your expectations." So my mom always told me that Nonna told her that, it wasn't a career. She wasn't expecting me to do a career. She died 4 years before I sold, or 6 years before I sold my first pattern. So she never got to see the career that I did, but my mom said it was always about, making projects, making sweaters and blankets and all sorts of stuff for family and for charity. So I've kind of taken it to another level. This book, I'm really excited to. It's only 10 projects in this one, but of course it's like my other books where you can click on any of these and you can go directly to the pattern if you have the digital version. There's 10 patterns, there's garments, there's shawls, there's all sorts of stuff in here. I am going to go right to the beginning because the introduction is really special. It tells the story of my Nonna. This is my Nonna. I believe my mom said she was either 3 or 6 months old in here. This is her passport. This is the passport she had when she moved from Italy back to the United States. She was born actually in San Francisco. I have the whole story here in the introduction. And then when the San Francisco earthquake hit in 1906, her family had to go back to Italy. And then she came back in 28-29 to marry my grandfather. So the book this is a bedspread she made while she was on the boat going from Italy to the United States to come marry my grandfather. So you can get to see a picture of that. It also has a copy of the letter she wrote that's in there with that bedspread to my mom and my aunt. When she passed away, I got all the crocheted stuff and knitted stuff. I mean, it's just like I'm the only one who does this stuff in the family. So that is her work, her words. This is my very first projects, and I talk about that also in this book. And then I have some pictures of her and my grandfather with me as I got older. That's my wedding picture, obviously, right before I got married. And this is the basket. The basket is actually the same basket my mom used at her wedding. My grandmother recovered it, and that's what I used to hand out all of back in the day when the bride and groom went table to table and handed out the favors. And so that's what I used. It's the same basket my mom used. I still have it now. And so we took a picture of me with my grandparents there. And just another little interesting sidebar. This is this suit that Nonna's wearing here, this pink suit. is the same suit she wore in 1963 when my mom got married. She made it for my mom's wedding. And then in 1990, when I got married, she wore it again because she still fit in it. And I am very jealous because I could not fit into my wedding dress, let alone a suit that I made. So anyway, that is just a little sidebar about that picture. Okay, so of course the book has before you begin, just like the other two books that I've already shown you, before you begin, about the charts and the abbreviations and all that, and the yarn weights and all, you know, blocking and all of that. And then we're gonna go right into the very first pattern. And we changed it up a little bit, so you go right into the patterns. This is architettura, which is architecture. All of these patterns are named in Italian words, and then I give you underneath the translation. So architettura is architecture. And this is a shawl. It's made in all of the colors of the terracotta that you see in the roofs of Italy. Now, my Nonna was raised in a town outside of Lucca, the walled city in Tuscany, called Guamo. And so what I did before I started any of these patterns is I went online, and because I've never been to Guamo, and I searched for Guamo and looked for all the pictures. So all the colors that I'm using in this book are all colors from Guamo that I thought, like the architecture, the terracotta roofs, the colored doors, the flowers, the countryside. So that's where all these colors come from. So this is kind of the roofs and the brickwork and stuff like that. And what this is made with all sorts of different stitches from my grandmother's stitch dictionary. At least the lacy parts, like down here, this is from her stitch dictionary. I believe one of the speckled areas is also from her stitch dictionary. It's been a little while. This was published in 2020. It never really got a good launch because it was right in the middle of COVID. So this probably hasn't been seen, but again, it's got all the schematics. It's got stitch charts. Of course, there's stitch charts. Here's a better picture of the shawl, not on the model. And so that's the first shawl. This is Cositera, and this is the coast. And this is a shawl, another shawl. It's a rectangular shawl with the traditional lace work, kind of like netting in Italy. Italian lace has a lot of that. I'm going to show you a close-up, but it really doesn't give you the whole picture of the shawl, but I'm going to try to do it this way. You can see here there's like a ripple that goes through it, and that's the coast. That's the water rippling through there. But it's also got the fisherman's nets in there. So that's kind of what Cositera is. So, and then the next one's Piazza, and this is Venetian lace squares, actually. Piazza is the square, and that's why I called this Piazza, because it's made with squares. And I'm going to show you there's a square pattern, but then you're going to join it, and I got it show you how when you make the squares, they're joined as you go. So it tells you where you're going to add the next square. So you can start here, you're going to go that way, and then you're going to come down this way, and then you're going to, come back around. So that is a really cool, it's a Venetian lace square. Here's a stitch chart that shows you how to put it together. It can be worn as a shawl, which the shawl wide open. And you can also wear it as a cowl. So either way, it works really, really well. It's a beautiful color too. Now this is strade, which is roads. And because these are strips of lace that are going up and down, that's why I called it roads. This is a beautiful little cotton, this is a linen silk, 65 silk, 35 linen, lace weight yarn that makes a beautiful tunic to wear over a camisole. You could wear this over a swimsuit. It's got a really wide neck, and so it's really kind of cozy too. It's one of the patterns that when I have it on a dressmaker dummy at a show, it brings people in. Here's the sleeves. The sleeves are solid. The body is lace, and it is drop sleeve. Here's a good picture of the drop sleeve. So the front and the back are basically rectangles with just the shaping at the neckline, and then the sleeves are added, and the sleeves are tapered. You can see here on the schematic, the sleeves are tapered. You sew it together, and it's just a great little tunic. If you make it in cotton, or, you know, the linen silk is amazing. It's just, the feel of it is amazing. Okay, so the next one is finestrelle, which is windows. And this is a hat that I made with a stitch pattern that's got square holes that look like windows. So that's why it's called finestrelle. It will fit just about everybody. It's a great little pattern. Here's the back. It's a pom-pom. It's a one skein project. It's beautiful stitch, easy to do. And I highly recommend if you're looking for a lightweight hat, especially for summer, because I know lately, I don't know if you guys have noticed the trend of everybody's wearing hats during the summer that are lacy. That's a great hat for that. So, okay. The next pattern is called Il Velo da Sposa, the wedding veil. And this is a kind of like a poncho. I'm going to show you a better picture. Here's a better picture. It's a poncho with these long sides, and there's splits on either side of where the two panels meet, because they're two rectangles sewn together. And there's splits there so that when you lift your arms, you've got some space to actually move your arms around so the fabric doesn't get in the way. So that is Velo di Sposa. Now this is one of my favorites. This is Maniche e Scarpa. So this is sleeves, maniche, and scarf. Now this is what we used to call a shrug, okay, back in the day. It's made, so I'm going to give you a better picture. That's just a close-up. You can also wear it as a cowl or a scarf. Here's the better picture. So there's the shrug part of it. Beautiful Italian lace from my grandmother's stitch dictionary. But I'm going to go back to this first picture. If you look really close, there's buttons. So you button it up to make it a shrug, and then you can unbutton it to wear it as a scarf or a cowl. We have it modeled here as a cowl. But it's such a gorgeous pattern. This burgundy, it doesn't even do it justice in print. It's got sparkle in it. It's got a little stellina in it to make it sparkle. It's a beautiful yarn. I'm so excited about that one. Everybody who sees that one is like, oh, I have to make that. And it's got, I think it's 6 buttons on either side, so that they're little clear buttons that I put on mine so that they're not really seen when you're wearing it as a shrug. And when you wear it as a scarf, you can just unbutton it and the buttons are there, but nobody can see them because of the color, of the clear part of it. This one is the cover. This is the cover picture, the sweater on the cover. It's called parentesi, which is brackets, or parentheses is another way to translate it. This is probably the pattern that when I put it on my black dressmaker dummy, everybody buys the book because they can't believe how gorgeous this is. It also is another project that you wear over a tank or a camisole. It's just beautiful. And again, it's just 2 big squares for the front and the back, 2 rectangles for the sleeve, and then you sew them together, and then you do the turtleneck ribbing and the ribbing at the bottom and on the sleeves. So there's the bottom of the sleeves, and then if you look at the cover, you can see it's got a turtleneck on it. And you can adjust the length of that turtleneck to make it fit your neck how you want it to be. I just wanted something a little higher for the sample, but you could make it shorter if you wanted to. It's the most gorgeous stitch. These little spots in the middle where there's all the double crochet, it reminds me of gnocchi. The potato pasta that Italians make, I would call this gnocchi too. Here's a close-up of the ribbing. It's just single crochet ribbing. It's a very classic Italian lace motif too. Okay, this is Le Simplicità. This is simplicity. This is a cardigan, and it's a cardigan that the lace is at the bottom. So it's the Italian lace at the bottom, and the rest of it's literally all double crochet. This is 50-50 silk and merino. It's a lace weight yarn, and the dyer's no longer dyeing this yarn, but I'm sure you can find it somewhere else. It's a great drop sleeve sweater. This is another one that knocks people off their socks. They can't believe that a cardigan in crochet can be so fine. And this is an amazing sweater. I love it. The color's beautiful and everything. Reminds me of the doors that you see in Italy, that they're really bright pink. Here is the back of the sweater. Again, drop sleeve. Everything in here is a drop sleeve. I decided that if I was going to use the lace, I wanted the lace to be the what talked and not the construction. So the construction is very simple. If you drop sleeve, literally you can see here on the schematic, only shaping is at the neckline, and then you have the sleeve that's tapered. And when you sew them all together, here's the bottom here of the sweater. It's really pretty. It's very simple lace. And then this is uncinetto legato. Now, if you have been following me for a long time, you know that my business used to be called Crochet Legacy in reference to my grandmother, Crochet Legacy. And so uncinetto is crochet and legato is legacy. So I called it that. And this is this beautiful blue shawl with this lovely Italian lace edging on it. It's just a fabulous shawl. Here's a close up of it. So it's just a triangular top down shawl. It's just very simple and basic. And my grandmother was a very simple woman. I mean, she made all her clothes. She was the best cook in the world. I mean, my mom was a good cook too, but my grandmother, nobody could beat my grandmother in any of it. And so I wanted something that was beautiful, but a little bit on the simple side as my legacy pattern. So that is the 10th pattern. Then I have the acknowledgements. Here's another picture of the Manica and Scarpa is a cowl. This is the one that has the buttons so that you can make it into a shrug. I also have another picture of the Strade. Of course, there's the resources in here with all the yarn companies. Most of the yarn companies, I used Emma's Yarn, which is still around. There's Stunning String Studio that I used in here. So those are still around. Polka Dot Sheep out of Montana. I used her yarn. But then there's a couple, Willy Wonka and Round Table, and that are no longer in business in Black Trillium. So you might have to find replacements for those. But I always give you where I had where I got my yarns. And of course, there's some notes in the back. So if you want to write some notes inside the book, you can. So this is my Modern Italian Lace Crochet book. Again, you can find it on my website, on Amazon, and in Books to Read, and all of those links will be in the description below. Now, if you really like this video, please subscribe, and please give me a thumbs up on this one. And also make sure you ring the bell so that you will be notified when I have a new video that lands in my channel, whether it's a live stream, which will start on the 22nd again, or on a pre-recorded video like this one. So thanks for being here. Thanks for letting me gush a little bit about my love letter to my Nonna. And I will see you next time. It'll be tomorrow, and I talk about my final book. Thanks all.